You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic. You can go and subscribe cause I be on it right. You ain't bout it, you ain't bout it, you ain't kick on the mic.
This is a massive bombshell in regard to the #1 overall pick. Hey, what's going on, Bears fans? Thank you so much for joining me for another episode of Keek on the Mic, the podcast all about the Chicago Bears. As always, if you're new to the channel, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Happy NFL Combine Week to every single Bears fan out there. I absolutely love watching the NFL Scouting Combine because I just get to see a lot of different players, and some players that you may not have your eye on originally may impress you during the NFL Scouting Combine. It's just a great opportunity to check out some really cool NFL talent coming into the NFL draft. But Bears fans, more fuel has been added to the fire in regard to the Bears quarterback position. Over the past couple of weeks, Bears fans, the buzz around the Chicago Bears has been centered around two options, and that is trading quarterback Justin Fields and selecting a quarterback #1 overall in the 2024 NFL draft, which most people believe will be Caleb Williams out of USC. Mostly everyone believes that's exactly what the Chicago Bears will do. Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, Brad Biggs, everyone believes that that's exactly what the Chicago Bears will do with their quarterback position. But Bears fans, one legendary NFL reporter believes that the Chicago Bears will do the exact opposite. NBC Sports' Peter King announced his retirement. Just want to give a huge shout out to Peter King on a Hall of Fame career. He is the best of the best. We're absolutely going to miss his stories. The dude was well connected inside NFL circles. So congratulations, Peter King, on a legendary Hall of Fame career. But Bears fans, Peter King absolutely dropped a massive bombshell when he wrote his final article, basically announcing his retirement in regard to the Chicago Bears quarterback position and what he's actually been hearing, the direction that Ryan Poles and Chicago Bears may go in. He said from what he is hearing, Ryan Poles and the Bears will trade the #1 overall pick to the most quarterback hungry teams and continue to stack mountains of draft capital along the way. Bears fans, I do want to remind you that Peter King is the very first national media person to insinuate the Chicago Bears will trade the #1 overall pick once again. And obviously, Peter King is a huge name. Most of the time when you hear Peter King say something, you sit back and listen, just like when Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, Brad Biggs, when all those guys say something, you usually sit back and listen. But he is the very first person in the national media to mention this. He said this, Bears fans: "I suppose the Bears are going to trade the top pick. I know nothing, but that seems to be the way the wind is blowing. What I say, the Bears could keep Justin Fields and should, and trade the first pick down once or twice and build the kind of supporting cast a team needs to contend. Suppose GM Ryan Poles traded the top pick down one spot to Washington, which could take Caleb Williams, and got the second pick, a second-round pick, and a 2025 first-round pick in return. Then suppose Poles traded the second pick to Atlanta at 8, and the Falcons picked one of the other quarterbacks in return. Chicago gets the 8th pick, Atlanta's second-round pick, and first and second-round picks next year. Imagine moving from 1 to 8 and ending up with this draft haul. The 8th and 9th, their own overall picks in round 1 this year, second-round picks from Washington and Atlanta this year, 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks in 2025. Bears fans, all of this is absolutely insane. Once again, when Peter King usually says something, he is not just talking out of his ass. Once again, he did mention that he knows nothing. These are just the rumors that he has been hearing. Once again, Peter King is a well-connected source within NFL circles. I believe last year he was one of the ones that talked with Ryan Poles, and after his conversation with Ryan Poles, he wrote an article insinuating that the Chicago Bears would trade the #1 overall pick to the Carolina Panthers for a massive haul, which would include a player. He was absolutely spot on that prediction, but once again, he did mention in his article that he knows nothing. These are just rumors that he has been hearing. But Bears fans, this is absolutely crazy. And I understand where Peter King is coming from. He insinuates that the Chicago Bears should trade down not only once, but twice and collect a massive amount of draft capital and continue to build this football team to contend not only 1 year, not only 2 years, but for multiple years to come. He insinuates this is how you build a true contender in the National Football League. And the 2 trade downs that he insinuated was 1 trading down to 2 with the Washington Commanders. They would take Caleb Williams. You get their 2nd overall pick, a 2nd round pick this year, and a 1st round pick in 2025. And then you trade down again to 8 with the Atlanta Falcons, another quarterback hungry team. They trade up and get the next available quarterback. And once again, the Chicago Bears collect a massive amount of draft capital to continue to build the team around Justin Fields. He's the very first national media guy to recommend the Bears trading down twice. Obviously, once again, Tom Pelissero and Rappaport, Brad Biggs all think that the Chicago Bears will not only trade away Justin Fields, but draft Caleb Williams with the number 1 overall pick in the 2024 NFL draft. And those guys are just as connected within NFL circles. When those guys speak, you tend to listen. But once again, Peter King is also a really connected guy within NFL circles. This guy knows what he's talking about. And if this is what he's hearing, this just adds more fuel to the fire. And once again, what are the Chicago Bears actually going to do? And I have to give Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears a whole lot of props because they have kept this thing so tight-lipped, which that's how it should be. Because once again, rather they're going to trade Justin Fields or trade the number 1 overall pick or take Caleb Williams, you don't want all that information out there. So kudos to the Chicago Bears and Ryan Poles for keeping this thing close, because at the end of the day, whatever direction they go in, they are going to get a massive amount of picks because they're being so secretive, because they are allowing teams to guess at what they're trying to do. And when you keep things in-house, you're not giving away all this information, it allows the value to go up on either Justin Fields or the number 1 overall pick. So kudos to Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears. But Bears fans, in regard to Peter King, my question to you guys on today's episode of Geek on the Mic is this: does Peter King's words carry any weight? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that are saying, well, he's the first guy out there that has insinuated the Chicago Bears will trade away the number 1 overall pick and continue to build around quarterback Justin Fields. But my thing is, if you're going to listen to Tom Pelissero, if you're going to listen to Ian Rappaport, if you're going to listen to Brad Biggs, you have to listen to Peter King as well. Yes, I understand that he's the only guy out there that is predicting, or this is what he's hearing about the Chicago Bears moving forward in regard to what they're going to do with the number 1 overall pick. But this guy has been doing it for 40 years. He's also well connected with inside NFL circles. To me, if I'm going to sit here and listen to the other NFL reporters, I'm damn sure going to listen to what Peter King has to say. And the funny thing about Peter King is he wrote this article just to announce his retirement and to talk about his favorite moments, but he added the situation surrounding the Chicago Bears. And obviously it was just an opinion of his, but he did mention that this is what he is hearing around NFL circles. So to me, that means people are discussing this option. So to me, once again, nothing has been set in stone on the decision. And obviously when you look on social media, you look on Bears Twitter or Bears Instagram, most Bears fans think that Ryan Poles and the Chicago Bears have already made their decision on the number 1 overall pick on quarterback Justin Fields. But once again, this little tidbit, this little massive bombshell in Peter King's article believes to tell me otherwise, that the Chicago Bears have yet to make a decision on Justin Fields or the number 1 overall pick. Bears fans, overall, I believe at the end of the day, Peter King, much like Tom Pelissero, Ian Rappaport, and Brad Biggs, was just giving his opinion on what he would do if he was GM Ryan Poles and what he would do with Justin Fields and the number 1 overall pick. Doesn't mean what Peter King had to say in regard to the number 1 overall pick and in regard to the Chicago Bears and Justin Fields doesn't mean it's actually going to happen. But I'll say it once again until I'm blue in the face. When Peter King says something like this, or he says anything at all, given his opinion or what he's been hearing around the National Football League, I will always take time to sit back and listen to what Peter King has to say. So overall, Bears fans, this is going to be a crazy next couple of weeks for the Chicago Bears and for GM Ryan Poles. I guarantee you the second that GM Ryan Poles arrives in Indianapolis for the NFL scouting combine, there's going to be a bunch of teams and a bunch of reporters asking him, what are you going to do with the number 1 overall pick? And what are you going to do with quarterback Justin Fields? So I think the conversations will be had. I think some deals may be coming to existence during the next couple of days at the scouting combine in regard to the number 1 overall pick and in regard to quarterback Justin Fields. But I do truly believe that we should have an answer here pretty soon. And Personally, I cannot wait for it to be over because at this point, I just want to know what the Chicago Bears are actually going to do moving forward. But I do truly believe that whatever decision Ryan Poles makes, it is going to be a massive one for the Chicago Bears organization. So Bears fans, before I let you guys go, let me ask you guys this. What is your initial reaction to what Peter King had to say in his final article in regard to the number 1 overall pick and in regard to the Chicago Bears? Let me know down below in the comment section. But as always, make sure you continue to hit that subscribe button and the notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Make sure you follow me on all my social media platforms, and make sure you share this episode of Geek on the Mic with every single Bears fan that you know. But other than that, be back for our all-new Bears podcast right here on Geek on the Mic. Thanks, guys, and as always, bear down.
You've been listening to Geek on the Mic, a podcast all about the Chicago Bears. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to catch all Bears content right here on the podcast. Thanks, guys, and bear down.